Hello guys, today we are going to start a new lesson. So we are going to start with learning Windows, and in this lesson we're going to learn about the practicality of using a computer, and I think we should get started. Okay, so I've been told when you complete starting up or booting your computer, a colorful screen appears. Okay, and that screen looks like this. It will load the programs that you have, okay, and it will come to this place where you have the desktop. Okay, so again, you're being told in a networked environment, you need to identify yourself by use of supplying username, password, and domain. Okay, username is the name that the admin gives you. Okay, so for example, you can give you PC1 and then another person PC2, PC for personal computer 3, like that, or maybe you can use your name. Okay, and then you have the password. Password is where you have the access code to your machine, where you only know the password and someone else doesn't. Okay, so that to secure the things that you have in your computer. Again, we have the domain. So we have been told domain is a unique address of a computer site that is linked to the internet or network. So domain is the one that makes you to share the same network. Okay, so for example, if we are 10 students, okay, in our school, we can have a network that support those 10 people, and we can have our domain, okay, that identifies us to be in the same network. Okay, so again, here we have some components of the desktop. Okay, so in Windows XP we'll have something like this. This will be our desktop in Windows XP. Okay, so we have the start button, we have the taskbar down here. Okay, then you have the system tray area, we have the desktop, the empty part, we have the recycle bin here, we have my computer icon, we have folder, we have files. Okay, but we learn them. An icon is a graphical representation of a function, document, or a program. So in this case, we have a document. So we have like something like this. This one is a document, and then you have a function. So function like this, recycle bin. Its function is to store deleted files. And then we are being told another thing about an icon. It represents a program. So we have a program like this antivirus, Firefox, or this Safaricom for modem. Okay, so the other thing is my computer icon. So my computer icon helps you to access the content of your computer. Okay, my computer icon, it helps you browse the content that are in your computer. When you open my computer or this PC in Windows 10, you're going to see the drives that already exist. So I have drive C, E, and F. So if I want to access any content that is in my computer, I can access it through drive C or drive F. Okay, so with the help of my computer or this PC. Okay, so we have the taskbar. The taskbar is the one that I showed you, this one. So taskbar shows programs that are currently running on your machine. Okay, so in this case we have 3 programs running. So in my case I have several programs running on the desktop. Okay, so the other thing is we have the start button. So the start button in this case is here. The start button help you to access some of the application that you have. Okay, so for example, if I come to my start, I can see the programs that are in my computer, and I can be able to access them through the start menu. And then we have the recycle bin. So recycle bin has 3 functions. The first function of recycle bin is to store deleted files. The other thing is to delete files permanently, and the other thing about recycle bin is that you can restore a deleted file. So we are going to do that in the practical part. So again, we have the my network place icon. So in simple terms, this my network place icons helps the user to view people that are connected in the same network. Okay, but that only happens when you are in the same network. Okay, so if you have 3 computers in the same network, when I go to my network place icon, it will show me 2 users. Since we are 3, it will show me the other 2 people who are in the same network as I am. Okay, so the other thing is my briefcase icon. Depending on the computer you're using, the icon keeps copies of files updated in 2 or more locations. Another element is system tray area. So this one that is on my right hand side, so it stores or it contains system indicators, and is how to shut down our machine. Okay, come to the start, and then you come to turn off, and then you turn off again if you're using Windows XP. But in my case, if I'm using Windows 10, you come to start, and then you come to power, and then you have these options here, and then I'm going to choose shut down. When you shut down, it's going to close, and if you want to restart, here is the option. Okay, so the other thing we are going to learn is how to restart. So some computers have 2 buttons when on the CPU. So there's that big one, and then there's that small one. That small one is the one that is responsible for restarting. Or you can press Control Alt delete on your keyboard. The other thing is about a window. Okay, so we have been told a window is a rectangular part of the screen dedicated to a particular task. Okay, so in our case, this is the window. Okay, this, you can see this is the window. We have the title bar. So the title bar is the one that is located on top here, where we have the name my computer. It is the title of the window. And then here we have the minimize, maximize, close. So minimize is used for making the window to go to the taskbar. Okay, as you can see, when I click the folder again, it will restore, but when I click again, it goes to the taskbar. Okay, so this one is to make it is called maximize, and it will make the window to fill the entire screen. Okay, and this one is called close, and it is used to close the window. Okay, so the other thing is that we have the vertical scroll bar. Okay, the scroll bar is used to navigate or to view the contents that are not visible in our window, like that. So you use your left mouse button to navigate. And then we have the control menu box. It's the icon that is on the left of the title. And then we have the toolbar. This one is the toolbar. And then it's the address bar. So the address bar contains the address of a certain folder. Okay, like in my case, I have this PC. So if I open the desktop, you can see it has the address where it will show you where it resides. So if I open the assignment, it will show you it is in this PC, desktop, and then assignment. So it will show you the address of a certain folder. The other thing is we have the icons. The icons are these ones. Okay, and then down here, normally we usually have a horizontal scroll bar. Okay, so those are parts of the window, and in an exam you may be told to draw, but you're just going to sketch and you're going to highlight these elements. Okay, so we're going to learn about sizing a window. So we have this window over here, and you want to learn how to resize. There are so many ways you can do that. So you can use this side, you can use the diagonal, you can use bottom, you can use up. Okay, you can use this diagonal. Okay, but in my suggestion, I would like you to use the diagonals, since you'll be able to adjust both upward and sideways at the same time. Okay, you can see. So you have to come to the edge, and then you're going to get that double-edged arrow, and then you hold it using your left mouse button, and then you drag it until you find a better position that maybe fits the required size of the window. And then when you are done, you release the left mouse button, and you have resized the window. Okay, so I have used diagonal. So if you want to adjust the size by sideways, You just have to come to the side, and then you can do that. You can resize. Okay, but you can see I cannot go upward. I'm just going sideways. Okay, that's how you do it. So if you want to move to move the window, you just come to the title bar, and then you use your left mouse button, and then you can drag until the place where you want to drop it, and then when you find a place where you want to keep your window, you just drop it. Okay, you release the left mouse button. Okay, so the other thing that we are going to learn is about closing a window. We have already done that, but another way of closing a window is that you can come here. Instead of pressing the close button, you can press Alt and then L4. Alt F4 on your keyboard. So we have Windows controls. Okay, so we have these are objects within a window that are used to perform various tasks within that window. Okay, so in a window we have menus. Okay, so these menus can be used in several ways. You can use, okay, for example, let me show you mine. In Windows 10, okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is my menus that I'm talking about. You see, I have a right input in triangle there. Okay, here I have grayed out since I cannot select, and then we have share, so it's another menu. Okay, so in short, menu refers to a list of items that you can interact with. Okay, so in our case, we have been told menu is a list of commands. So each window has its own menu bar containing a list of menu items that you can open in that window. Okay, so we have several types of menu items. So we have 5 of them. Okay, the first one is grayed out. So grayed out is the one that I've showed you. Okay, so for example, if I come to home, you can see copy. I cannot copy since I don't have anything selected. So if I select something like this, now I can be able to copy. Okay, but if I unselect, I cannot copy. This is what we refer to as grayed out. It means that an item is inactive. Okay, so in short, it is not functioning. So then we have a right pointing triangle. So it looks like this. Okay, it means we have a submenu. Okay, so okay, a submenu is a menu within a menu. So in our case, if I come here, I have this. So you can see we have this menu, and then when I come here, it will give me another menu. Okay, again with this one again. Then we have bullets. So bullets is this one. Okay, it means we have a list of items or a group of items. You can see we have 5 of them, but only one can be selected at a time. Okay, so in this one, you can just only select one at a time. Okay, that's what we mean by have bullets. Again, we have another one called B with check marks. So this one it is. So it means an operation can be turned on or off. Okay, so in Windows 10 we have an example. So I can come to view. So we have this one. Okay, so it means you can see items can be turned on or off. Okay, so you can see the difference. Okay, then we have 3 dots or ellipse. So it means it has a dialog box when selected. So it means when you click that menu item that has those 3 dots, it's going to open another dialog box or another window that you can interact with. Okay, here it is an example. Okay, so I hope you have understood. So we have 5 of them. We have grayed out, we have a right pointing triangle, we have bullets, we have check marks, and we have 3 dots or ellipses. So we shall proceed to here where we have shortcut. So this is when you right click on an item. Okay, so when I come here, I can right click, and it's going to give me a list of items that is being called shortcut. So in this place, I can open that folder, or I can open with VLC, or I can open with brackets in my case, or I can either copy, cut, delete, or create a shortcut maybe to the desktop. Okay, or I can maybe look for the properties of the folder. Okay, so that's how you access the shortcut. Again, on your keyboard, I showed you the button for the purpose of right clicking. Okay, it's in between it's in between control and this Windows key. Okay, you see it there. So for example, if I come here, I'm pressing that on my keyboard. So when I press it, it will give me the same thing. Okay, I've used my keyboard. Okay, so that's it, guys. So the other thing we are going to learn is the shortcut keys. So we have Control C for copying, we have Control X for cut, Control V. So when we say Control plus, it means you press Control and C. Okay, you press Control and C. So you press Control without releasing and C once. Okay, and then it will copy, but you have to select first. But I'm going to show you that. Okay, so Control P for printing, Control U. So we have so many shortcuts. You're going to learn them as you interact with the machine. Okay, and then we have working with multiple windows. So in Windows, you can arrange your windows in a certain way. So we have three ways of arranging a window. We have cascading, okay, like the one we have here. Okay, and then we have tiles. So tiles is where tiles, we have two of them. We have either horizontal, you can see here, and we have vertical. And how do you do that? You shall open three windows on your machine, okay, three of them, and then on the taskbar you can come and you right click, and then you're going to choose cascade windows, and the other one is going to be horizontal tiling or vertical tiling. So you're going to choose either of them, but in my case I'm not going to do that since I have two monitors. So it's not going to open those windows because I have two monitors. Okay, so but when you cascade, it's going to appear like the one that you see on my screen. So you have 1, 2, 3 windows, and then they are going to be on top of each other. Okay, that's what we mean by cascading. And then tiling is where you have one on top, the other one below it, and then the other one under it. It means it has been tiled, okay, horizontally. But if it's vertically, it's going to be one here, another one here, another one here. Since you have three of them, so they're going to be divided, one here, another one here, another one here. So guys, that's how you arrange your windows. So you have cascading and you have tiling. Okay, so the other thing about Windows that you're going to learn is about disk management. So we have three operations in disk management. So number one is about formatting, number two it's about drive labeling, and the other one is scanning a disk. So okay, in simple terms, formatting means erasing the contents that in your disk so that you can have more space in it. Okay, and you do that by coming to either you will come to your computer. Sorry, I have opened two windows, but I just want one. So I'm going to go to this PC. So for example, I have a flash disk. Okay, so but guys, I discourage you from formatting. Don't format your computer. Use this formatting tool to format either your flash disk, okay, or your memory card. But your computer, maybe if you come to format drive C, it's going to erase everything. It's going to erase even the OS. So your computer won't work again. For example, if I want to format drive F, I just have to right click, and then it will give you this menu. You right click on top of the drive, okay, and then you can see format. So when you format, it's going to erase everything that is in that drive, okay, and it's going to erase all the contents that are inside there, and it's going to be as good as new. Okay, so that's what we refer to as formatting. And then we have disk labeling. So disk labeling is where you give your disk name, okay, so that it can show ownership. So we have two ways of doing that. So you can come to the drive or to the disk that you want to label. You can right click, and then you can come and rename, okay, and then you can give it the name that you want. Either it's a name or other name, okay, that will show that it's yours. And you come to properties, and then here you can erase whatever is inside there, and you can write, and then you're going to say apply, and then okay. That's how you do it. So you give this disk a label, okay, so that's how you do it. So the other thing that we are going to learn is about scanning a disk. So this is done when you experience disk errors while accessing your disk. So you can scan your disk by selecting the drive. Okay, so I'm going to show you the process. So for example, my drive F has a problem. Okay, so I'm just going to right click, go to properties, and then I'm going to go to tools, and then I'm going to here error checking, and then I'm going to check for the errors that are inside the disk, and if there is one that exists, it's going to rectify. Okay, so that's how you do it. So you're going to check, and then you say okay, and then the error checking tool is going to handle that. Okay, so far I hope guys you have understood, and now I'm going to go to another part of Windows that talks about folders and file management. So we begin by defining a folder. So a folder is an object that stores files and other folders, and you're being told in Windows these yellow icons represent a folder. We have a subfolder, so you're being told a subfolder is a folder within a folder. Then you have a file, so a file is a basic unit of storage. Okay, so various icons represent a file. And then you have a shared file, so a folder on a network that is shared by a number of people is then that is referred to as a shared file. So let's go to practical. So you'll be told to create a folder on your desktop, and how do you do that? You come to a place where it's empty on your desktop, not over another icon. Place where it's empty. Okay, and then you right click, and then you go to new. Okay, so even if you're using Windows XP, it's the same procedure. Okay, so you go to new, and then you're going to choose folder like that, and then you're going to give it a name. So for example, I'm going to call mine lesson, and then I'm going to click outside for it to take effect. So I have a folder called lesson. So inside this folder, I'm going to create subfolder. So we said a folder stores other folders called subfolders and files. So I'm going to come here. Another way of creating a subfolder or another folder inside a folder. So you can click that. Okay. Then you can give it a title. Okay. So maybe I can call it intro. Okay. And then you can see I have not written R. So if you want to rename, you just have to right click, you come to rename, and then you give it the proper word, intro. Okay, and then you press outside. So another way of creating a folder inside a folder is right clicking, and then you go to new, and then folder, and then you can give it a name. So I'm just going to call it 1.1, and then I press outside. So I have two subfolders and one folder called lesson. Okay, so if you want to create a file, it's very easy. If you want to create it on the desktop, you can just come and right click, okay, somewhere empty, and then you go to new, and then here the year. Okay, so if you want to create a file for maybe Microsoft Word, and do it here. If it's for Access, you can do it. Okay, you just have to press okay, and then for my case, I'm just going to say a text document. Also, you can rename it and give it a name that suits it. Okay, so for example, I can call it Lily. Okay, so that's my file. Now you're going to learn to create a file inside another folder. So you're just going to right click, and then you're going to say new, and then you're going to create our Word document, which is a file. I'm going to create another file. Okay, so I want us to have 3 files and 3 folders, or subfolders, sorry, and 1 folder. So there we have 3 files, and then I'm going to add another subfolder. And I'm going to go to new folder, and then I can call it 1.2, and there we have it. So guys, until there, I hope you have understood. So the other thing that we are going to learn is about copying and about cutting. Okay, so I'm going to create another folder here called lesson. So this is lesson. I'm going to call it lesson 1. So let me right click, rename, I call it lesson 1 so that I can have lesson 2. So let me hit click here and create another folder and call it lesson 2 so that we can learn how to copy on 2. Okay, so we have 2 folders now, the one that we have created. Okay, so I'm going to open this lesson 2. You open by double clicking. So I'm just going to drag this one here, resize it. Okay, so like that. And then I'm going to resize this one too. Okay, so that we can learn how to copy and how to cut. Okay, so you're going to start with cut. Okay, so cut is the process of moving files or folders or subfolders from one place to the other. Okay, moving. Okay, so you cut it so that you can paste it somewhere else. So in the original folder, it won't exist. It will exist in the folder that you're going to paste. While copying refers to making a duplicate. Making, if it was one copy, you're going to create another copy. So you will have two files, or maybe 2 folders or 2 subfolders. So in our case, I want us to learn how to select first before we learn how to copy or to delete or to rename. Okay, since you cannot do all of that since you have not selected. Okay, so you have 3 ways of selecting. Okay, number 1, you can select all. Okay, you can select everything. I've used my mouse. You start from down going up. Okay, all, you can use a shortcut, Control A on your keyboard. It's going to select everything. So it's called select all. Okay, you select everything. And then you have contiguous, where you just select just a portion. So maybe I can just select files only. So I've just selected these 3 of them, or I can select folders only. Okay, as you can see, I'm using my mouse. Okay, or you can use your shift key on the keyboard and then use the arrow key for down, and then you can do that. So this is what you call contiguous. You just select a portion continuously. Okay, a small portion continuously like that. So 3 of them out of 6. Okay, this is what we refer to as contiguous. So then we have non-contiguous, where you can select this. Okay, and then you press Control on your keyboard, you select the other, then you press this one. So you can see I have selected this one, I have skipped 2, I have selected this, and then I have skipped this one, I have selected this one. So this is what you call non-contiguous or non-continuous. Okay, you select okay without any order. Okay, so you have 3 types of selections. So guys, if you want to copy or if you want to cut, you have to select first. Okay, so in my case, I'm going to use mouse, left mouse button, okay, the left button, and then you're going to select starting from down, then you drag all the way to the top one, and then the first way to cut. So I'm going to show you 4 ways. So number 1 is you have to select, and then you right click, and then you can cut, and then you can see it is dimmed. Now you come to this other folder, right click, and then you paste. Okay, so you can see it has moved from lesson 1 to lesson 2. That's how to refer to as cutting. So if I want to cut in another way, I'm going to use my keyboard. So I'm going to press Control X. Okay, and then I'm going to come to this other folder, and then I'm going to press Control V. So you have to press here so that when you see it is darker. Okay, and if you're using Windows XP, it's going to be much blue on top there. Okay, on the title bar. So you select this folder, and then you press Control V on your keyboard. So you press Control and then V. Okay, once, and then it is going to paste. This is way number 2. Way number 3 is you can, okay, in your case, let me show you. In your case, okay, you have this edit. So if you come to here to edit, you're going to see cut. Okay, so you're going to choose cut, and then you go to the other folder, and then you're going to paste. Okay, so let me minimize. Okay, another way of cutting or moving files and folders is to select, and then you drag all the way to the other folder. You drag with your mouse, and then you drop it. Okay, so that's way number 4. So out of the 4 ways, you can use any. Okay, and you can use in combination with the ones that I've told you. So if you want to copy, you can just come and press here if you're using Windows 10. But in your case, if you using Windows XP, you go to edit, and then you're going to see copy, and then you come to the other folder, you go to edit, and then paste. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to show you 3 ways using Windows 10. So the first way is to right click, you copy, right click, paste. Again, guys, remember to select before you either copy or cut. Okay, so you can see the difference between copy and cut. So cut, we could not, if you could have cut, nothing could remain here. But when you copy, it's going to create a duplicate. Okay, so I'm going to delete so that we can run the other way. So shift delete, going to delete the content. Okay, so I'm going to come to this other folder, so I'm going to select. The other way is Control C, then you come to this other side, Control V. Okay, so that's way number 3. So I'm going to press Shift delete so that you can run the other way. So the other way is you select, and then you press Control key without releasing, and then you drag and drop. Okay, without using keyboard, you drag and drop. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope you've understood how to copy and how to cut. So right now you're going to learn about how to delete a file or a folder, and it's very easy. So you just have to right click, and then you go to delete. So when you delete, it's going to go to the recycle bin. Okay, so if I delete, it has gone to the recycle bin. So let me select, right click, delete. I go to the recycle bin. Okay, so let me show you my recycle bin. I said earlier, the recycle bin is used to delete a file permanently, or it is used to restore deleted files. Okay, or it is used to store deleted files. Okay, so if I want to restore, I'm going to select the content that I've deleted, and then I can right click and say restore. It's going to go back to this folder that we had restored to. It is restored to. It's going to come back since we have restored. Okay, so if you delete, okay, sorry, I don't have to delete permanent. If I delete, so another way of deleting, you can press delete key on your keyboard, and then it's going to go to recycle bin. So I'm going to come to my recycle bin. You can see the content that I've deleted. So let me sort by date deleted. Okay, sorry. So date deleted. So again, here they are. Okay, and if you want to delete them permanently, you're just going to select, and then you can right click and you delete. So if you delete from the recycle bin, it's going to delete permanently, and you can say yes. Now I can delete this one and this one permanently. So I'm going to use Shift delete on my keyboard. At the same time, you press them Shift and then delete once, and then it will give you this pop-up, and then you're going to say yes, and it is going to be deleted. You're going to learn how to change the themes of the desktop. Okay, so it's very easy. So you just come to your desktop, so it's empty, you right click, and then you go to personalize. Okay, Okay, so when you press that, if you're using Windows XP, it's going to give you something like this. And if you want to change your desktop appearance, you're going to choose desktop, and then you have a list of items to choose, and then you're going to select until the one that will make you happy, and then you're going to say apply, and then okay. So let me show you using Windows 10. So you're going to right click, personalize, okay, and then it will give you, okay, it will give you this. So you can choose background. Okay, so in my case I can choose either of these, and when I press this, okay, it's going to take effect and it's going to change. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed and I hope you have learned something. Goodbye.